Man, there's a lot of NPCs that talk in this one spot that I never noticed in Mondstadt. Good afternoon, everyone. It's lunchtime. I got some Genshin. I gotta fix this because I had to fix an upload. There we go. For some reason, the last two exports I've done for the VODs to the VOD channel, haven't taken the tags when I put them in. So I have to put them in again after uploading to YouTube. Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Hey, honey, how you doing? So, now, the banners technically don't matter for either account, as this account will be rolling on the Chronicle Wish, and I am not pulling at all on my main. But these are the 4 stars. We got Toma, we got Sarah, of course, and Lynette. Kind of surprised to see Lynette, if I'm being honest. I totally thought you would see Bennett. Because it's been a while since we've seen Benny Boy. So I totally thought Bennett would be with Kinij and Raiden since he works well with both. So, I don't know. And then there was the weapon banner. This is a shit weapon banner for the 4 stars. I ain't gonna lie. I'm cold. Yeah, I turned up the heat. I got so cold. I'm actually chilled enough where I'm wearing my hoodie and I still want to curl up under the blankets. Um, so yeah, after stream, I'll make you a pot of coffee, hun, so you have a fresh pot when you get home to warm up. But yeah, the 4 stars are kind of crappy here. Fab Great Sword fine, Stringless fine, everything else kind of mid, very meh. Um, their signature weapons are fine, but this is bad. And then the Chronicle Wish. The Chronicle Wish is way better if you're going for a weapon, if I'm being honest. So for this account, though, we are going to be rolling for a weapon. And I'm probably like looking at it now for the characters we use. I probably, if I'm being honest, because I mentioned Freedom Sworn originally. But especially if we start doing Verisa Overload and stuff, I might just go for Kagura's Verity so we don't have to deal with the Witsith. Because Witsith be problematic. The 4-star weapons on Chronicle Wish are bad. Yeah, okay. So I mean that's fair because they're the ones that came out with Inazuma. Um, but the 5-star weapons are, plentiful and actually good. And you could still probably get, I believe, the characters as well. Again, you have to be the one to answer that for me, hun, because I haven't wished for a weapon. But when I rolled on the Chronicle Wish before for the Mondstadt one, I kept seeing weapons and constellations for characters. All right, we are going to be doing some books because we need to level Chev. So let's make this easy peasy on myself. So we can go 2 and 2. And honestly, that's not the button I wanted for once in my life. We'll actually, we have 2 here, which means one of them is going to expire anyway. Oh, yeah, we haven't done this. Fodder. What do we get? Crap. So crap. Crap. Can we say it with me? Crap! Yay! It's supposed to say the standard banner weapon pulls +3. Oh, that's lame. Margaret, what are you standing there for? Hello? Why are you standing there? I don't think I've ever seen her stand there. Alright, so we got 5 total. So basically it's 3 and 3. So, yeah. That works for me. That works for me. So we'll do 3 Mora and 3 XP. Or 4 because I don't have room for another condensed fragile. I know my words. So yeah, chat. Would you believe me if I told you I got Hyacinth on the very next pull? Because I did. So I bought the battle pass after I logged off stream. I bought the battle pass like I said I was going to, and I forgot. Case in point. So case in point with Genshin, go all the way to level 50. If you buy the battle pass, you get the 680 primo gems as a part of the finishing the battle pass. Star Rail, you just get that right out of the gate when you purchase it. And I forgot that, seeing as I've only bought the battle pass once. Okay, I did claim it. So I had forgotten. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna do a couple pulls, no big deal. Cause I was only 20 something pity in when I did that. And I saw the dark ticket and I was like, oh, all right, well, there's my guarantee. That's awesome. Her build right now kind of sucks. I did manage to get usable pieces for her set, her relic set. So she's at least fine with that. I just really need to level her traces. Because her healing is very lackluster right now. To the point where she's only healing. I think the highest I saw was 900 on somebody. So that's not gonna be enough to really keep up with Castris. But otherwise, that's all Gucci. That I just need to do that. I got the light cone from the Herta shop, so she's using that 5-star light cone. Because Remembrance light cones are very few and far between. So it was either that or the other. Which one? It's the one that the Trailblazer's using. I believe that's the crit damage one, which I could do. Like, why not? But I opted to give her the one that gives speed. Where is the Kethin picture? I'm out of cheese with. Can I? Hang on a second. I got you. I got you. This should go over. There you go. Well, the sound went off. The picture didn't go across. Oh, there it is. I heard that on my end before I showed up on stream, but there you go. Also, it was nice to see that. I should have tested that on stream before, only because I didn't know how big it was going to be. Okay, have more vegetables. He knows how I feel. Is Kethin your spirit animal? Yeah, I did manage to get Hyacinth. So right now I'm working on getting the Herta. I'm only 10 pity in on that right now. So, I mean, you never know, but also keep in mind I'm on 50-50, and at the second 50-50 I have to win. Like, I have to either get an early 5-star and lose, or, I have to win out of the gate to get the Herta. But at the very least, like I've stated before, like I know I lose damage on Anaxa by doing this. Like the current party I run right now, because the characters are powerful and basically built, is Tribi, Anaxa, and Mighty, with Loja. So the premise of that party would stay the same. The difference, though, is that I would use the Trailblazer instead of Tribi, because Tribi is going to go with Casterus. And Mighty would go with Casterus. And I would just use Finon in Mighty's place. Oh, Connection wants to be jumpy today. No, just a kindred soul? Okay. Well, let's just remember that kindred soul likes to bathe in applesauce. It wasn't so much that he wanted to bathe in the applesauce, he just wanted to claim it. And he knew that was the best way to get it. I need to have a picture or some kind of emote at some point. Like, thinking in the future, if I get subs and stuff like that for emotes. Kevin's derpy smile would definitely be one of them. But I definitely would want one of him eating an apple. Honestly, the last few drawings I've done, which have been the two derpy dragons and the end screen for stream, have been some of the most fun ones I've done. And I don't know if it's just because they like the Captain ones were stupid simple, easy shading and all that stuff on it for digital work. I put a lot of effort into um the end screen and stuff like that. But that was a picture I had drawn years and years ago, and wanted it digital at some point. But I think that was before I even got the oh, it gave me a second chance and I missed. I can't remember if I had the tablet at that point. I have a so to reiterate, I do have a Wacom Bamboo tablet, which is just a plain black tablet that you plug in and use with some art programs. But apparently that was broken right out of the box, and I didn't know it until, like, I'm not even joking, like a few months ago. Because it lags so much, I thought my computer just wasn't able to run it, which was fair. And it turns out, my more powerful PC that I have now, because I have a gaming laptop and everything, it did the exact same thing, and I learned that it never calibrated, and it can't calibrate. That was the problem. It was incapable of doing it. Now, my tablet that I do use, which is my Samsung A7 Lite, just a standard tablet, mind you, the thing you would use to surf the net and shit. It's not the best to run an art program on it. This is, in this case, I don't know if it's the tablet doing it or if it's just my program, which is Ibis Paint, decides, hey, I don't really want to work properly today. There it is. Because lately, with the past 3 things I've done, every time I boot up the tablet, I let it, it turns off the screen after it loads, the startup screen. And my phone does that too. Like, it's like, okay, I'm on. Bye bye. It's fine. I then go into the tablet itself and it loads. It takes a few minutes, but it loads everything. I go into Ibis and try to start doing something, and it varies on how long it takes, but then it basically crashes. And then to the point where you can't, like, turn it off and turn it back on. You have to reboot the tablet. And then after the reboot, it's fine. It's actually annoying and weird. And we got them all backing up again. So eventually, I would like to get an actual art tablet again and actually make sure it works this time properly. The only other problem with the Wacom Bamboo that I have, and I said this years ago, was for me it's very disorienting because I'm used to, like, looking at the paper, right? You have your sketchbook, like, on the desk or whatever, and that's not the button I wanted. You have it sit down and stuff like that. You have your pencil in hand and you're like looking at the paper. So in addition, you're looking at your hand and you're watching what you're doing. And it makes total sense. And this might be just because the calibration didn't work, so it felt way more disorienting. But my eyes were straight ahead onto the screen, and my hand is, on the desk or whatever, moving across the tablet. And there was just a very big disassociation to it that it was not comfortable to do. How did you aggro me up here? What the? Seriously, how did they aggro me up there? I've never had them aggro me at that box. But anyway, so I'm trying to do my best with the tablet I do have because it does function. Just a little less than I would like. The other thing is that I had bought like screen protectors for it because I learned my lesson with my phone. Screen protector good. Stop scratches. Couple things. First and foremost, when I tried to put on the screen protector, and it didn't matter how many I tried, well, okay, hang on a second. You block now. You go away. So when I tried the screen protector, to put it on, it would bubble and it would like not lay flat or anything. It's like, well, that could just be the brand of screen protector. True, it could have been. But every screen protector I tried, because I had like at least 2 different ones, it would do that. And I'm not sure why. But I was like, maybe, all right, maybe I'll get used to it. Maybe like it's the weird texture that almost looks like, I don't really want to say sweat, but like a moisture underneath it was there. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just get used to it. It'll like smooth out or whatever. It'll go away. The problem was my stylus. So the styluses I bought, and this was because I wanted to make sure I didn't have to charge them or anything if I was going to, say, use them at the office, which was one of the reasons I bought the tablet. The other reason was for a similar reason. When I bought the tablet, it was when my mom was going in for her surgery. The enemies are being so weird today. Was going in for her surgery, and I took the day off of work and everything to go be with her. So while she was in the operating room and stuff like that, I was lingering around the hospital, of course, needing something to keep myself occupied with. And I didn't want to bring like all my art supplies. This was before the Jazza Pro sketch pack as well. If I had the Pro sketch pack at that time, I probably would have brought it because it had a carrying case and everything in there that you could want to sit down and draw and not have to worry about cumbering yourself with items. Would I have had all my coloring supplies? No. It doesn't have the room for that, but it has a lot of other items in it to like add pops of color for like concept arts and stuff like that because it's a sketch pack. It's not meant to actually do full on illustration. Uh, but I was just like, yeah, if I had a tablet, that would actually be good. And that's what made me, start learning IBIS and digital art and stuff like that. Now, granted, I still know only the basics. And even then, I still should be referring to my notes because I am screwing something up every time I do it, and I don't know why. It's like I'm missing a step. Nope. We're stuck. Sorry, everyone. No, you do not fall, Chaska. Oh, good idea, hon. Thank you. And yeah, even when I had just bought the tablet and whatnot, it was doing that. It was doing the crashing thing. So again, I don't really know if it's just the compatibility with the tablet or if the app is just doing that. So a little confusing. But the styluses are like a magnetic stylus. It has a little plastic nib disc at the bottom to cover the magnetic tip and everything, and it works fine. And it's like, well, could the stylus have screwed something up with the tablet because it's like that? I don't think so. Because I did think about that too. It's like, well, it is a magnet to an electronic device. Um, I think it's okay, only because I do remember it doing it before even the stylus touching anything. So I don't think that's the case. But having a protector on while trying to use that stylus, it was enough of a barrier between the screen and it to make it not work. So I had to eventually just go, you know what, I can't use the screen protector. However, there is a if I could ever afford to get it, I would love to actually get a tablet that was reviewed by ADC Art Attack, which I thought was really cool because this was the kind of tablet I would want because it acts similar to that tablet that I'm talking about right now, the A7 Lite, but it is for art. It comes with a stylus. It has an art program already installed in it, which by looking at it, funny enough, like the interface looks exactly like IBIS. So I'm wondering if it is IBIS already installed on it, which would be kind of funny. And you can get a screen protector. Now, I don't think the screen protector came with it, so it would be something to be bought separately. But there has been screen protectors for artists that make the screen feel like paper. So the way I'm talking about drawing, like in my sketchbook, it would actually feel more like that and probably be way more comfortable if it had a similar feel. So something to actually look into, should I actually get the scratch to do that? Oh my god, I am drifting. What the heck? I didn't see the internet thing pop up or anything, so was that my controller doing that? I'm going to assume yes. Gonna assume yes. Oh, I should actually say four things I drew. I just literally looked down and saw my profile picture, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I actually finished that within the same time frame too." They were all fun to do. I unfortunately did screw up my profile picture, and I think I mentioned that after changing it. How did I screw it up? Well, I was trying to actually do the line art on different layers. So the hair was one layer, the skin was one layer, the clothing, so on and so forth. And the reason I was doing that was so I could actually make it easier to change the color of the line art when everything was all said and done, to make the lines a lot softer as opposed to having a dark black line. This was something I had started doing just because I was testing my colored pencils with one of the sketchbooks in the Pro Sketch Pack. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll test the colored pencils. I'll do this. And I did the whole thing in pencil. And I really liked the softer look than having the harsh black lines. I even have now granted they all are the same size nib. I can't get any line variation. But Forrest actually for our anniversary last year bought me a pack of colored fine liners so I could actually do something like that. Now, if I use those colored fine liners, I have to point out I have to color with them. I have to color with the medium first. So if I use markers, I have to use the markers first and then go over it with the liner. But if I do pencils first, depending on the colored pencil, so like my Prismacolor, I have to do the line art first, which is kind of difficult because the Prismacolors are so quote unquote waxy. They actually build up on a lot, so where the pen doesn't go over it. So that makes it a little bit harder. All right, which one are we going to find first? Are we going to find XP first? We do. All right. So we do 3 XP, and then we finish out with Mora. Although part of me wants to do an extra XP, but we won't do that. We'll stick with 3 and 3. We'll try to keep it as even as possible. Take a look behind my weight. I'm sorry, that's personal information. Alright, that's a 1. Down below? It's down below, right? It's not up? Yeah. Actually, you know, before I do this, I know why I'm doing the ones out here. But, I never actually checked. I can craft 300 of those. Oopsies. And 100 of these. Are you... You're 6'6"? I should be okay. I might not actually need to farm any gears. But I guess we'll see once she's ascended. Yes, Farina. I know. You need some excitement in your life. Or cake. Huh. So is she actually referring to cake or death? Aw. A 2. Blam blam. Blam blam. Alright. Let's see. How far can we get Chev? Can we get her to 70 now? Yes. Oh, we now need to do this. I can craft 11, though. So that's good. So we can get her to 80 today. Well, ascended. We can get her to 80 ascended. Game, that's not even anywhere close to the direction I hit. Oh. Did you get... Not that I really mind, because there's nothing to really fish out here. No, it didn't. All right. It looked like it deleted my fishing spot. And I was like, well, why did you do that, game? I told you to navigate. I love that Twitch says I should play Pokemon to get discovered. Pokemon? Really? Where are you seeing that, by the way? I'm kind of curious what mine says now.
Time to say hello. Be free.
Ranking noobs! Take me up!
Oh, I'm caught on a cliff.
Open fire!
Ooh, that was a good haul. Ooh. Oh, well, now I gotta go over here. Oh, that's funny. Two of them are there. So what do I have? Two. Oh, I could do an extra.
How brilliant!
I guess I could do an extra XP one because it looks like the resin's gonna tick up. So that's right here. So we'll just do that. Analytics overview should be about halfway down. All right. Overview about halfway down. Okay. Okay. So mine is saying most recent stream was Genshin. Your suggestions are something called Stormancer, Pokemon Heart Gold, and Shroud, Tower of Fantasy, Diablo 2, Pokemon Fire Red, Infinity Nikki. Why the heck would I play Infinity Nikki when that's going to trash? Slay the Spire? No. Maple Story. Like, I can understand some of these. Epic 7, Summer Wars, or Summoner's War. Pokemon Go. Oh, here you go, hon. It's suggesting Raid Shadow Legends.
Being too popular can be such a hassle.
You're not even trying. Like, Final Fantasy IX makes sense. And that's the end of the list. It doesn't know what it's talking about.
Go! You're free now! Not too far now.
Hold that pose! Open fire! Bullseye! Locked on!
Oh, I'm drifting again.
Open fire!
Huh. Some of these have way more enemies than I realized. Look at all the drops. Raid Shadow Legends. Like, I can really only agree with like a handful of those. It is funny though that it suggested multiple Pokemon games.
Let's hope we put up a good fight. Tell me what you see. Farewell.
Smile! Breaking news! Let's fly! Bullseye!
Did you miss?
Open fire! Open fire! Locked on!
Where am I going? This way?
Take me up! Let's fly!
Is this further away than I think it is? It might be. Oh, there it is.
May I present?
Time to say hello.
Hold that pose! Hard hitting it! Ha!
long until that flips? 2 minutes? Okay. We can chill for 2 minutes. Yeah, I do. I find that actually hilarious that it's saying to play Pokemon out of everything. For me, like saying Final Fantasy made sense because I played through like Chrono Trigger and Breath of Fire. Final Fantasy would be another step up in there, right? And I played Final Fantasy 14 on stream before. I don't know. It's maybe it's because they're like the busiest categories and that's what it's showing you. Outside of like the most streamed thing that you've done or the recent stream you've done, which for me would be Genshin and Star Rail, which I might hop back into Star Rail depending on how long it takes me on my main, which it probably shouldn't take too terribly long. Because again, I'm not doing any event or anything like that. And maybe just dip around in like simulated universe because I still need to do the other difficulties of it. And that would just be easy Jade. So I might do that. We'll see. It's saying popular things with a high viewer count, not anything about past streams or games. Yeah. Well, like when I looked at it, the first thing that showed was Genshin, and it said recently streamed for me, and then it was like our suggestions. Fish. Rawr. Try that again. 30 seconds? All right.
Show me your moves. Go. You're free now.
Truth bomb! Take me up! Bullseye!
Smashed or scorched. Which will it be?
Open fire! Locked on!
That's all I've got.
That's a weird way to play Smash or Pass. Heck yeah. All right. All right, let's go back to Fontaine. Let's navigate that. Thank you. Are you kidding me? Wait, did I not do the theater on this account? Lord's Claim. Let me see. I could have sworn you went in and did this. Okay, well, I know something else I need to do this weekend then. Oopsies. Can we tell I don't like the Imaginarium Theater? Oopsie doodles. Oh, that's right. You did my main because I was worried about something in the theater. And then it turned out I couldn't do visionary mode anyway. Alright, that's fine. I just remember you going ham with Risley at one point. Because that was fun.
Exactly. But none of them believed me.
Alright. That's the wrong button. There we go. Shove. Character Ascension. Right on. She's just gonna be nomming away. And we only have enough books to get her up one level. Yeah, we'll do that just so I know that she is ascended. We do get a wish. So how are we doing with the... Oh, well, I can't check the next ascension like that. Okay, she needs the cogs here. Alright. So we need to craft 21 of those, which is fine. And then she needs all 6 of these, which we can only do 2. We will be doing some wishing, though, so I might be able to get some dust enough to do that. Or we just go and fight like the Pyro Regisfine and do exactly what I did for Janssen and Veresa. Yeah. Alright. Let's craft. I'm at the crafting bench. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go do this. Just take about half. Yeah, that's more than half, but that's fine. Now we have way more than enough of these. So I'm gonna go up to about... I'll say 65. That should be fine. So got that. Oh, well, hold on. Meh. Well, we can get 2 more. That's not too bad. So... Okay, well, those are the only 2 I had. I thought I had 1 more. Guess I didn't. So we're 2 of 6. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so we need more of these. So she's going to need more order, which will be Saturday, Sunday. So easy enough. We can go blam. Let's make up the talent book, actually. And we're just going to go all in. Nahaha! Eula. You wonder why nobody likes you. Alright, we got that to 8. Oh, really? After everything? I'm like 1 off? That sucks. Alright, but her skill is at 8, so that's what's important there. Alright, so Saturday or Sunday we can get that up. And yeah. Right. So I need HP for her on Noblesse. And preferably a healing bonus. That's not Bennett's. Although Bennett does have a really good one. And I have HP on both. Well, no, I can't do that if you use the other Hyper Balloon team. Because you did use Baiju. I was gonna say, I could snake Baiju's stuff. Alright, let's try, let's see if we get enough stuff to get some HP pieces on Noblesse. I don't know if I have any to actually trade in here. Noblesse oblige. Alright. Got 2 chances. We got 2 chances. It's not pretty, but I'll take it. Because if I do that, that means I could probably find another healing bonus headpiece. That was an old Mualani head or goblet slash Farina. I think Farina also used it. We do this. Healing HP. Okay, this one has HP percent and ER. Okay, I have a couple that are pretty good. And this one's already partially leveled. There you go, Chev. Okay, so we gotta... I know it's not pretty. Do I have anything I can just, like, throw into it that I don't care about? Oh, we can start getting rid of these. Alright, this will take it to 12, so... Crit rate. Not exactly what I need, but that's totally fine. Yeah, Bennett's wasn't much better. Baiju's the only one that actually had the thing I wanted on it, which is ER. But Baiju needs that ER too, so I ain't complaining. Okay. And just for good measure, we'll throw another one of those pieces in. That's just animo damage. That's fine. Okay. Kind of want you to go into the HP, though. I mean, worst case scenario is, let's get this to 16. If it doesn't roll HP at all, I could just feed it into the another piece and see if it does. Yeah. Yeah, she's on 2-piece, so like that's not even gonna benefit her. All right, what do I got? This one has HP ER already in it as well. And this one has the top 3, which has higher HP. This one does. So yeah, we gamba. There you go, take it to 16. 07, here we go. Perfect. That was worth it. That was worth it. All right, what's that put you at now, Chev? 24K? Now you're only 71. And how many of your things are not level 16? Your flower's not, your feather's not. Okay. Sans is, this is at 13. All right. So we will need to get fodder. That's a big thing. Yep, the flower, feather are level 4. And then this is level 13. I at least want everything to be 16. Let's see how far we can take some of this. So we're going to put you on Nibbless. It says HP ER. What about you? Attack ER. Okay. And then we just have... Yeah, Eonson's doesn't have any. Okay. Why not? The flowers should... Oh, that's true. The flower should be first because it's HP based. You are correct. Just trying to see how many chances I have with HP percentage on it. Just that one. Yeah, Bennett's doesn't even have it. Okay. Oh, last one here. Then we'll actually have to start looking at the 5 stars that are levels if I really want some of this stuff. All right, that'll take us to 15. Unless we get a double times 2 or something. Wow. The one time I don't want it to roll crit. All right, let's just get it to 16. What did I say? All right. Let's see. Do I have anything partially leveled that I'm like, no, Mr. Superman, no here. That's Nahita's. That has okay crit damage on it. Crit rate, crit damage. What the hell did you roll into? Oh, God. I hate to say it, but I'm just gonna eat that. That's gross. Excellent. We'll just finish that out. And it finishes out with attack. That's hilarious. All right. That one way better than I thought it would. So the only other thing I need up to a little bit is this. So we'll do this. Honestly, it doesn't really matter where it goes. There's like no good substats here for her anyway. She's not running Fav, so she doesn't really need the crit. Okay. So everything is either max level or 16 at this point. So good. Which puts her at 28,000 hit points. That's not terrible. She's almost at 29. I think her ER is a little low, but you know, not terrible. Not terrible. Considering the fact she has a couple things that need to be leveled still. I can always try to improve them too. When I do get artifacts to throw into the exchange, I can do Noblesse. And then at this point, we would have to look at Eonson and put her back on to whatchamacallit, this thing here. This was at 12. I think we discovered that most of the stuff was kind of like leveled a little bit. Yeah. So she had this, that little 12 one. This was her off piece, if I remember right. And then that was the onset. And then we had this as onset too. Oh, okay. Do I have onset Sans that's not on like Auroron? Oh, I do. With crit rate and ER. So okay. So she can keep her headpiece from Noblesse. That works. That absolutely works. I just need to get some fodder and Mora, and we'll fix her up too so that she can at least use Cinder City since we won't be using Shalonen. All right. I mean, this could actually be a really good build. So,
Tea parties are a
ooh, I wasn't expecting to go to 22. All right. Well, before I go to the main, we got 2 wishes here. Ah, yes. Amos bow. Incoming blue. And I liked it so much, I got it twice. Yeah. All right, I'm just getting my ducks in a row here. Since I will be making a push for a weapon, I more than likely will use my glitter on the Chronicle Wish. So there's 6 wishes right there. And then we have like a 10 pull. So I need to do both events over the weekend and the Imaginarium Theater. So it's all set. I do have time, a little bit more time for the theater, but I totally didn't realize I hadn't touched it. Whoopsie.
If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette,
The proper etiquette. All right. Well, Farina thinks she can teach us proper etiquette. I doubt it. I am going to go flip accounts. I'll be right back on my main. I figured I would use that time just to run to the restroom really quick. All right. As for this account, I'm going to double check to see how many contention books I have. As I've mentioned, I don't think I've had a single Natland character on this account use anything but kindling. So I might have enough. Plus, with the battle pass, I can just grab it. If that happens to be Skirk's book. That's conflict. 129, 25, 28. So I don't have a hell of a lot, but it's enough to start her if that's what she uses. Or if I get Malvika. I believe that's Malvika's book too. So the question is, what do I want to do? Because I know I want to try to get some more artifacts. That's been a big help. I did not bring my phone in here. So I will have to get that after stream, like I normally do. No, 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 don't do that. Let's go do yeah, do that first. That way, I don't forget it. Hit the wrong button, like I do 10,000 times a day. Now, I could do the Mora ley lines, do 2 Mora, and then do the rest in the domain. I could do that. By 2 Mora, I mean using condensed resin. Which I might do. That's been working out pretty good. I still want to get that Noblesse set for Xingqiu. Even if I don't use Xingqiu with Skirk, it would still be nice to have because like it works well for the Wriothesley team. Or I could just use all of it in the domain, and part of me wants to do that. And I guess in from the notifications we just got, I guess we're getting a ley line event in sometime in June. Oops, wrong way. So that'll definitely be some of the resin being used for us. 100%. Man, and we're coming up on the anniversary of when I actually spruced up this account. Believe I did that in July of last year. Where I had done a month of ley lines to actually get all the stuff I needed to level past the final ascension, get the final ascension, level talents. That's why most of my talents are level 9 at the very least, if not crowned. It did help. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't mind farming it if it's something I have to do, but when you had to farm nothing but ley lines, it didn't feel like you were gonna make any progress at all. But it did help, and I did do it, I think, a second month. Except for, did I primarily do Mora? I think I primarily did Mora, because I didn't need XP at the time. Yeah, I think we'll just do straight artifacts today. I'll rely on the battle pass for getting the contention books until it's actually revealed what her talent material is. Because again, I've seen contention, I've seen one thing say conflict, and I've seen like 1 to 2 things say it's justice. Two-piece. Get to get my Kaya constellation next month, so I'll have him C6 on this account. Though I'm not actively using him at the moment. At the very least, if I need to run of like Escoffier Sitlali with Nuvolette, I can at least put Kaya on the team if I want. Or not Sitlali. Escoffier Skirk is the team I'm hearing might be good. If you're running her as the burst DPS. So Nuvolette would just be on field while you're waiting for the cooldown in the regen. Well, it's a good thing I invested in my Nuvi, now isn't it?
Lay to bear.
Off to the freezer. A burst of flavor. Ugh. Everybody stand back. Show no mercy. Fulfill our pact.
Well.
Time to end.
That was actually kind of funny. I didn't realize the little cannon was killing things. So used to Furina's goons being the ones that do that shit. Okay, I want to point out, she went up the exact same way Auroron did and didn't catch aggro. I don't understand what happened. Well, I at least got that when I was nowhere near it. You know what else I keep forgetting to do? If you said my reputation on the second account, you'd be right. I keep spacing to do it because they're all done on this account. Figured me doing rep yesterday would remind you. No.
I'm going in. Let's light it up.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Suffer the wrath of Eastland.
No, the funny thing is, as it was, I was just like making the thumbnails for the 4 stars account and everything. And then I was like, okay, I'm done with that. And was just sitting there and it's like, do I want to play anything tonight? And I kind of wasn't feeling it, but I turned on Star Rail and that was a mistake. Because I was really not feeling it. And this, as much as I like the story so far for Emporius, it's a little wordy in a lot of spots. Also, like, again, taken away from the immersion, Don Hung isn't voiced. He still doesn't have his voice for the new stuff, from what I understand, too. And then having to read also for Mem is like, okay, like, slow down, you little Pokemon. And then before, when she was just saying Mem, it was fine. But now she's like saying partial words. And where it's fascinating that she's actually speaking partial words, reading it is a little screwy in my head because I hear her say one word and then I'm having to like reread it just to make sure that's the same sentence, because we know that sometimes lines come out and it's not what's written on the screen. So I end up reading it more than once just to make sure it's like lining up to what I'm hearing, despite it only being one word. I like Anaxa though. Anaxa is actually a cool character. And I liked him prior to it because I pulled for him. But yeah, I loved his design. I really like his character. And same goes for Mighty. Yes, it was the ship art with for Finon and Mighty that made me play the game in the first place, so I already liked their designs enough. But seeing how and like much of a sweetheart that Mighty actually is and how much he cares for his people and stuff like that is a nice contrast to what you're supposed to see. Because in combat, you know, he is very gruff. And he's not like that at all. Like, he's really not like that. Yeah, I tried doing some more of the story because the story probably would net me the most jade. For the stuff I can do potentially question mark. Um, but I just wasn't feeling it. Plus, I at one point I got stupid hungry. I love salmon burgers and stuff like that, but that was not filling at all. I had to get up and make something to eat. And that was all good. I did a little bit more of a Star Rail this morning just to get some more things for Hyacinth. She really needs her traces leveled. Her healing's really lackluster right now.
Overrule.
So I did a little bit more of the story there. Was that all of it? I think so. I do have a bunch of side quests to go do. So when I first started Star Rail, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this thing, and then I'm going to clean up the side quest log so there's not a heck of a lot of stuff in there. If it's something that I didn't really like doing, I would just kind of set it to the side. So, I guess this was an event that got like a permanent thing to actually get stuff. It's the trash cats or cat cake thing. And in the middle of that, you have to control Peppy, but it's like a stealth mission with Peppy. And I'm like, oh, this is freaking annoying. And I just didn't like it. So I haven't really touched it since. I do know there are still some primos attached to it still, but I just haven't like gone back to it because I just didn't like doing it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. If I don't like doing it, I'll just put it on the back burner until I really need the jade or something, right? And then more and more stuff just kept getting piled into this thing. I'm afraid to look at my quest log right now because it probably looks a lot worse than my second Genshin account. And that's a noble feat. That is a noble feat indeed. So when I was, who was it? Was it for Anaxa? I think it was for Anaxa. Where I was actually doing some of the side quests that only gave Jade. If it gave just, I almost said Mora, credits and stuff like that, I didn't touch it. It had to give Jade.
The audacity!
I agree. Oh, I'm getting like super lag. Super, super lag. And nothing for the main today. Okay. So I have a bunch of stuff I can do and probably should do to help along with the pulls for the Herta. Oh, this is saying I'm not done. So we'll go check with Mr. Boots. Mr. Boots, did I miss something? I might have. Oh, Mr. Boots is saying I'm not done. Okay, thank you, Mr. Boots. Oops, over here. Yeah, we'll just grab these ones and be done with it. All right. Stop that. All right. Huh. I apparently still have condensed, and I didn't realize that. All right, well, we can use the condensed in here. I'm okay with that. I'm just curious.
Leave me alone. Never mind. Let's go. Utensils at the ready.
Because why not? Let's see if he can still kill it within like 20 seconds. He probably can. I know, I do know that this is a lot weaker, though.
Shower me with a little amuse-bouche. The pinnacle of excellence. Show no mercy. You two. Time to...
Silence!
Oh, well, maybe not. Hang on. Now, granted, it takes a lot longer setup to do that because I'm also bursting with two other characters versus just the maybe burst on Shalonen. No, absolutely not. Okay, just slightly. So that must have been like a crit or something to actually get over the 100K. Fence. Nope. Nope. Alright, let's Rena first.
Off to the freezer. Goose on the loose. Show no mercy. Fulfill our pact. Suffer the wrath.
Settle down.
Alright. Okay. I like that newbie gets new playthings. I mean teammates. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
Adaptive frosting. A burst of sleep. Show no mercy. Eat Laline. Eat Papa.
Bow your head.
Alright. We're gonna probably spend resin, then call it. I don't know what's causing that disruption. With, like, my controls. It's so weird. And there's a bubble in the tree. Nope. 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 Double crit or bust.
Strike a pop. The pinnacle of excellence. Get to work. Show no mercy. Suffer the wrath of Eve.
Settle down.
I'm really looking forward to trying this with Skirk. Oh, right. I'm doing single resins now.
Off to the freezer. Goose on the loose. Fulfill our pact. Get to work. Eat Laline. Eat Papa.
Bow your head.
And this, of course, is without Farina's burst going off, so. Because for this domain, I don't need it. ER with shit substats. Awesome. I'm okay.
A burst of flavor. Fulfill our pact. You two. Time to
Silence.
So with this team, the fastest I can do it is 18 seconds. I think the quote unquote premium team, so Kazuha and Shalonen, I was doing it in 15. I think the fastest I actually did see it was either 12 or 13 one day. Ugh, I'm getting like nothing. Absolute nothing.
a little amuse-bouche. Goose on the loose. Show no mercy. Eat Laline. Eat Papa. Get.
Defense, because of course it is. And it's actually decent substats. What the heck? Give me something, game. Come on.
Strike a pop. Off to the freezer. A burst of flavor. Fulfill our pact.
Really? Oh, my ER is actually screwed on this one.
Suffer the wrath of Eastling.
Settle down.
Huh. that? All other runs were going exactly the same. I don't know what caused that. Excuse me.
A dash of frosting. Shot goose on the loose. Show no mercy. Get to work. You two. Time to end.
Bow your head.
EM with double crit. All right. Now, I did say double crit or bust. I didn't say what it had to be on.
To the freezer. The pinnacle of excellence. Fulfill our pact. Show no mercy. Suffer the wrath of evil.
Nope. All right, 2 more runs. So far we've gotten really nothing to show for it outside of that EM piece, which I don't know who exactly needs it right now. So,
Strike a pose.
oh dear God, look at that! Look at that lag.
Fulfill our pact. Get to work. You two. Time to
Settle down.
Wrong set, but we got crit damage. Can't complain. All right, one more. One more. Gotta do work stuff. Have fun. Okay.
show no mercy. Suffer the wrath of evil.
Outside of maybe sit lolly, I don't think I really need to burst unless I need heals. So, no. Actually, I think do I? Sure, we'll go one more. I think I have a transient, so let's see. Let's not burst with her and not burst with sit lolly.
Silence.
It's about the same. Well, would you look at that? It's a second faster. So I don't actually need to burst on anyone until they're about the hit points they are now, and then I can burst with Escoffier. I do have a transient. Let's use the transient. Okay. If it rolls crit rate, we're in business.
Off to the freezer. A burst of flavor. Fulfill our pact. Show no mercy.
Settle down.
Nope, that was a piece, yeah. That was a thing that existed.
A dash of frosting. Goose on the loose. Fulfill our pact.
Yeah, okay. It clears it roughly around the same average time that the other team does. Good to know. And he's doing slightly less damage too. He's doing like 80k ticks a charge versus like the 100 something k he usually does. Crit rate with attack. We could see if it rolls crit damage. Alright, back to Fontaine. Oh, my crystal fly trap's done, which means I can use my my other thing. So let's grab this. Oops. Meh, 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 meh. Meh, meh, meh.
Strike a pop! A little moose boosh! Yeah!
Oh, that's some talent books. Wow. Alright. Not mad at that. Make sure you don't hit anything. Now, while I'm at it, actually, we do want it to hit something.
No recipe, no problem. The show begins.
Bow your head.
Shower me with praise.
There'll be an
Yeah! Get to work.
Where were you aiming?
There'll be an extra
Alright, that was the last one. There's no more you can do, guys.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
May I present?
Alright, let's get you guys back up to healthy. There we go.
Exactly. But none of them believed me.
Alright, artifact exchange. Noblesse oblige. Let's see. All of these are poo. You were poo, and you were poo? Yep. Wow. Way more than I thought I had. Alright. Cryo, but no crit. We'll try it, though. Geo with absolutely no substats. We got a crit with defense. No thank you. Attack. HP. Okay, flower is pretty promising. That's not. Ultimately, though, I think for Sing Cho, we just needed a Hydro Goblet or an Attack Sans. Energy recharge. That's not great. And nothing else? Nothing else? Well, we got one more shot. We got one more shot. Electro with no good substats. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Also, flip to my friendship team because I do need to get my dailies in. There we go.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing.
Yippee! We'll flip this back to normal in
All
case I
right,
need to do something.
Let's head off.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
So enthusiastic, Shalonen. XP books. Gladly.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
All right, what did we get? We got Babs. Yeah, we need one of these two pieces. What is your flower looking like right now? Double crit with actually an okay crit ratio. This has to roll crit in order for it to be anywhere better. And it does. And it does, ladies and gentlemen. And it rolled into the one stat I don't want. It's not bad for him, but I don't want it. Okay, attack's not bad, but can you please go into crit? I went into crit rate. Low crit rate. Yeah, I think this is going to be a lost cause. As much as I like the substats on it, it's not going to beat that. So yeah, I think that's a bust, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I do want to just test this for a sec. Nope. Because honestly, if it got crit damage, now I think Risley's is Risley's on set? I think Risley's is on set, but if it got crit damage, it had potential to actually be alright for Risley, since he's rocking Marichis. But nope. Nope and nope. Alright, where is Layla? Since she is holding my stuff for Skirk. Energy recharge. Absolutely not. Then we got this EM piece, which I'm not even going to roll right now, but... what we got? Defense, an EM, and another EM. Yeah, my feather's the thing I actually like, so... You need the other crit. ER. And again, we need the other crit. And don't get it. Yep, no upgrades. That's unfortunate. That is highly unfortunate. I still think this is like one of the better sands I can give offset, right? That's not being in use by somebody. Yeah, the one she's using has higher crit rate. And then we're just running into like just crit rate, no crit damage, or we got crit damage and no crit rate on it, right? Yeah. Although, I mean, if Kaya is benched, I could just throw this on instead, depending on how her crit rate looks, if she ascends with it or whatnot. Yeah, that only got to 16. That's a shit piece. Yeah. Well, we'll keep trying. But that's going to do it for me today. I have no idea where that lag spike keeps coming from because it's not showing a disconnect from the remote play at all. And my ping seemed fine. I have no idea what was going on. So I'm just not going to deal with it. I have about 15 minutes left anyway. So I could jump into Star Rail, but there's nothing I can do in 15 minutes on Star Rail. So I'll let you know what my polls look like. Because I do have a couple for the Herta. But again, I'm only at 10 pity. So it's, I am not banking on another early 5-star. I'm just not. So tomorrow we'll just continue leveling Chev on the second account. We'll see what I need to do. I know we're going to need XP books to level her outright, but part of me actually wants to just farm the boss of a pyro enemy. Because again, we'll use the drops eventually. But get the crystals so we can actually get ready for the ascension. I could maybe do bosses tomorrow. Because 2 of the bosses do drop pyro. But we'll see how much aggravation I want to put in myself. Because I usually struggle with the Knave. Because there's just some things that happen. I'm like, all right, Arlecchino, you win. It's fine. That dragon, though, the fact that he basically one-shotted Nuvi at one point, or came close to it, because you just couldn't see anything. And I'm like, I fought this boss multiple times with one-cycling it with Nuvi. I don't know what happened. Like, I have not seen that phase before. It was weird. But yeah, we'll continue more of the same on this. And like I said, if there's time, I'll flip into Star Rail connection, assuming that it's going to be fine. I can always flip into Star Rail and we can dip around in like the simulated universe or something like that and try stuff out. And hopefully I can get Hyacine up and running so I can actually run the Tribi, Castris, and Mighty team with her. Because that should be fun. That should be fun. Glass cannon go. But I will see everyone tomorrow. And if you are at Anime Boston, because that was my con for the longest time, I hope you'll have a good time. And I hope to see a lot of pictures of cosplay. That's always been my jam, is seeing all the cosplays. The last few years, because I couldn't go, I just been hanging out on socials and looking at the pictures. And they always bring a smile to my face. So if you're at the con, have a wonderful time. It's usually a blast. As for everyone else, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, take care.